as the umpire holds the ball aloft. And we are ready to go here. Can the Falcons break the 729-day drought? Or will it be the Saints? As we are up and running, the tap was one down from the Falcons. Met in a tackle immediately from Tregalis. We'll have a stoppage not too far from where we started. As you mentioned, slippery conditions to start this one off. Who can make the most of it as the ball falls out there to Ryan. Going to try chase this one down though. First at it was Stobie. Met in a big crunching tackle. We'll have another stoppage just outside the centre square here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval.
Just the two behinds for Darebin last week against Williamstown. They'll hope to improve on that, but we might be calling for some assistance early.
That might have been Ricardo. I'll keep my eyes out.
So Georgia Ricardo down at the moment. Will she be assisted off? Nope, she will jog.
Good signs.
Yep, there was a crunching tackle down there, but we'll go back up. Darebin trying to paddle it forward. That was Raymond. Gogos wrapped up in the tackle. Nikolitzis was the tackler there, and it comes out here. Tregelis doing really well. She pushes forward for the Southern Saints, the home team looking to make that first foray forward. Ball spills to ground. And in at the bottom of that are the Falcons, and quite cold this morning. Currently outside, it's sitting at 13 degrees.
We're back live now, winning the tap down. Were the Falcons. It's very contested at the moment. No one's really able to get a clean look at the ball. And we'll have another stoppage here on the wing, slightly in favour of the Saints territory. One down in the ruck from Egan, and the clearing kick comes for the Falcons. Couldn't find the target in Kodagoda. It was fisted right into the Southern Saints interchange there. And we'll have a boundary throw in true centre wing here. Of course, the Falcons, some off-season recruits, picking a few players from Collingwood. Caitlin Bunker, one of the big names that they've got is Egan, winning the tap down. Little fumble there from Hines, the Southern Saints captain, allowing the Falcons to get their hands on it. And they'll move it through the middle, through hand. A little bit too much on the pass there. Picked up, met in a tackle from Hines. We'll have a stoppage not too far from the centre circle here. So it's thrown back up. Two rucks. Just bumbling around at the moment. Play streaming past there in Lang. Just lost the footy there momentarily. Falls to the ground. And the Falcons could try clear this one through Gogos. Oh, that's a bad turnover. Finding Nikolitzis. Normally a good user of the ball. Inside forward 50, and a great grab has been taken. That's going to be a costly turnover. It's Chloe Hunt who's taken the mark here. Had 2 goals last week, and Val was arguably the match winner for the Saints.
She certainly was. It was a tight match against Collingwood, last year's grand finalist, but she was absolutely sensational.
So she'll line up directly in front here. It'll take a fair roost of the kick, but we saw last week she certainly has the journey for the first of the morning here for Chloe Hunt. Might not quite have it. It certainly does. It sails over, and the Saints get the first. Coming off the boot of Hunt, who continues her fantastic form from last week.
Sensational start for the Southern Saints. Nikolitzis doing really well to get the intercept, and all of a sudden that kick inside 50, it was a classy mark as well from Chloe Hunt, the goal-scoring superstar. It was her debut in the VFLW last week against Collingwood. 26 years old. Only had the 6 disposals, but when you kick 2 goals, doesn't matter how many you have. I think it was 2 of their...
Yeah, 2 of their 4 goals.
4, yeah. So it doesn't really matter as we go back up in the middle. Pushed forward. Winnie Lang kicks it forward for the Southern Saints as they look to continue this push. Ball on the ground. Phillips down there. But getting it out was Wake. Comes off the leg of Duparquet. They continue to burst through here, Darebin, but really tough in there. Collins got it out, and then it comes up inside the 50. It's a good kick in there from Tessa Boyd. It spills to the ground. Hunt is down there. wraps up her opponent. Umpire hasn't blown the whistle. Now he has. We'll get a stoppage inside 50 for the Southern Saints.
Thrown back up here inside the Saints forward 50, but the Falcons will clear it. It was a dangerous kick there. It's a 2-on-1 situation, and the Saints can move back in forward. It's going to be a holding free kick going the way of the Saints there. It'll be Natalie Plain, AFLW listed. She moves that ball inside forward 50. Two Falcons players getting in the road, and a free kick has been paid for a push going the way of the Saints. So a couple of free kicks resulting in a shot on goal. And it's going to be Chloe Hunt once again.
Wow. She's playing very, very well in her short VFLW career.
Certainly is, making quite the impact. Of course, 2 goals last week, got the first this morning. And she'll line up for a relatively easy shot here. Will Chloe Hunt. She comes in after the free kick was paid. It's a nice looking kick straight through the middle. The goal umpire just watched that sail over his head, and the Saints have got the first 2 in this one. And Val, a couple of free kicks that they've given away and a few costly turnovers have really been the result of the Saints' goals. They've just been a little fumbly and some poor errors, allowing the Saints to get the early jump in this one.
Yep, certainly utilising their experience here. The Southern Saints, a lot more experience at this level than what Darebin have. They had so many debutants coming in last week, as well as some of their prized recruits. But nonetheless, 2 straight 12 is the score to Darebin's yet to score. As we go back up in the ruck, Aussie got it down, and a really good tackle coming there. It was ferocious. Go up again. And getting it out was, well, trying to get it out was Bunker, who laid that initial tackle. Pile driving into the ground. They did what they could last week in terms of tackling, but just severely outclassed by Williamstown. They'll be looking to make a much more physical battle here.
It's certainly lifted.
Yeah, as we see Rudsky piling in there. Kick coming out there from Aughty. And the ball spill out of play. So, despite the efforts, the ball just keeps coming out towards the Southern Saints attack.
Yeah, yet to have an inside forward 50 are the Falcons. The Saints have had 3 and have been able to get 2 goals. So going at a good success rate when they do get it inside, as the umpire throws this one back in. Goes for the big hammer fist and a bit of a fresh area instead. Picking it up off the deck was DeAngelis. It could be ball. The umpire lets them play just outside the forward 50 here for the Saints. Can they get back inside? Moving it through hand in a dangerous position. Falcons get their hands on it through hand. That could be holding the ball there. It certainly will be. Great forward pressure there from the Saints.
Umpire did point the wrong way there.
He did. So a little bit of confusion.
This is going to be Maya Stobie to take the shot on goal.
Made her debut last week. Coming from the Oakley Chargers is Stobie. Had the 7 touches and 4 tackles. Not a bad effort. And this could get her on her way. And for the 3rd in the row for the Saints. The kick doesn't have the journey. And a good intercept marks being taken deep in defence for the Falcons.
So the Falcons can reload. They went goalless last week. They'd like to get one early if they can here. Short kick comes across, and it's Sam Basis. Her kick out gets spoiled. It comes to ground, and it's going to remain there. Umpire will see to it that that's balled up. They continue to go. It's just really slippery conditions. Nobody can quite seem to pick it up. Hines tried to get it out, but it ended up going the way of Darebin. At the bottom of it was Louis originally. Mifsid's in there as well. Kota Goda and Louis ensure that that ball is going nowhere. Ooh. But holding the ball, so tackling pressure working there. Chloe Kota Goda didn't even realise it was hers. I think that just that in itself describes the decision. The kick from Kodago to the 17-year-old, not great, but she'll get another disposal. Or will she? Ooh. Winnie Lang doing beautifully. Exquisite pressure from the Rebel Team of the Year member for 2023.
Yes, Lang was also equal fifth in the Lambert Pierce medal last year. Good season for the Southern Saints. As the Falcons just coughed that one up when they were looking to surge forward. But we'll have a throw in on centre wing. Wrapped up in the tackle here was Louis. He's been at the bottom of a couple now. We'll have another stoppage as we've ticked over the halfway point of this first term. Falcons still yet to have an inside forward 50. Very contested at the moment. A lot of the plays being on this wing. As the umpire lingers around, we'll just have another repeat stoppage here. Gogos for the Falcons leading the way with 5 disposals in this one, although one of them being a pretty costly turnover as the clearing kicks comes from DeAngelis. It's been picked off here for the Falcons. They're just starting to build themselves into this game. Katie Lee, who took the mark, sends it long to a big pack of players. Getting their hands on it there was Torpy. Couldn't hold on to the mark, had a good look at it. Ball's dribbling around at the moment. Torpy's on the deck, somehow slips out here for the Falcons. Free kick for high contact here. So this could be an opportunity now to move it forward. It'll be Gogos with her 6th disposal of the game. She'll play on, move it right to the paint of 50 here. Couldn't find a target. The Saints have got the numbers. And taking a run was Caitlin Matthews off half back. Sends it into some space. Met in a tackle straight away. That could be in the back, all holding without the... And the umpire agrees, and it'll be the Saints' ball.
So here we go. Southern Saints move it forward through Phillips. Phillips finds Torpy. Torpy's kick into the centre of the ground. Comes off, and Tessa Boyd can go for a run. Does she go too far? No. The kick not great towards Chloe Hunt. However, the mark is spilled, so they can try and regroup here, but Darebin are the ones that benefit. Get it out. Gogos goes in. Her and her teammate fight over it, though, and that's not going to be beneficial because the ball's going to come through. Gogos stripped to the footy, ended up getting a small kick away. Torpy tries to get down, but it's a long way down for her. She's quite tall. And that one is going to remain in the centre circle. Really interesting start to this game. Darebin, if they can just get some more polish with their forays forward, they might be able to contest a few things. Gogos just doing everything herself. She's having a wonderful game so far. But a brilliant tackle coming from Winnie Lang, one of the best in the business. As you said, Austin, 5th in the Lambert Pierce medal. Sold her teammate Tessa Boyd into trouble. Hines tried to get the kick inside the 50. It was smothered. And we're going to get another stoppage, or are we? The ball is going to come out. Nikolitsis down there. Dragged down. And that one, dare say, is not going anywhere. Ball up inside the Southern Saints forward 50.
18-8 is the tackle count in favour of the Saints to start this one. So they're certainly bringing the pressure. So we'll ball that one up right at the forward 50 line here for the Southern Saints. Trying to get the ball clear was Trajalis. Not enough effort. Be holding the ball, going the way of the Falcons. Can they build off half back now? They've struggled to get it past this area. Picked off a target nicely. Going to try and build something here. To Parquet. Going to play on. Goes inside. It's going to be a turnover. Lang taking the interception here for the Southern Saints. Looks to go inside. The umpire says play on. Gets past one. She's a smooth operator. Just a little bit too much on the kick. The Falcons have got the numbers if they can work it out. Here is Storer. Goes over the top through hands to find Duparquet. They've linked up nicely here. So we've got a Falcons player down behind the play. We'll have to keep an eye on her. Looking a little groggy. Gogos, once again, she's racking them up in this one. Just has to go with a little bit of a check side hack kick. Bringing it to ground was Matthews. And here come the Saints. Have got a bit of space if the ball will fall their way. Just goes through a set of legs there. Winnie Lang. Nearly first at the ball. Met in a tackle. Just inside the centre square here. And we will have a stoppage.
Was Millie shown that was down behind play, but she's back up now. All good. No problems. Or might be someone else on the bench as well as the kick comes forward from Gogos. Spills through everybody. Goff tries to get through it. Just the ferocity of the Southern Saints, the ability to smother and affect every possession that Darebin have. They haven't really had much clean ball here this morning.
It was Tessa Boyd who's come onto the bench.
Tessa Boyd, I saw Millie Schoen was down as well, but she got back up. Was there high contact there on Bunker? No. Gogos just ensures that that goes nowhere. Piper Phelan gives the ball back to the umpire. Torpy got it away. And now Darebin can try and get that foray forward, and just going too far there was Emily Raymond, and ensuring that Charlotte Ryan gets back on her mark. They just want to move the ball quickly here, the Saints, and they're doing it nicely. Ball came out, and Chloe Coda tried to get the intercept. It ended up going out, and she was a little bit filthy with herself, but the 17-year-old, she's making a good account of herself.
Certainly is. Not a bad result there for the Falcons either. Boundary throw-in slightly in favour of their territory. Not long to go till quarter time here. Saints with the first two in this one, coming off Chloe Hunt. The Falcons trying to get something going here. Sophie Phillips somehow spills that ball out. Good tackle laid, although just got the disposal out. So the Saints just handball that one, just missing the target there. Was trying to find Kiara Henry. Found the boundary line instead. And so it's going to be a Darebin ball, I believe, for a lasso.
Yep, so the umpire did the old lasso
It's my favourite call of the umpires. I love the old lasso. We need a bit of a whip sound effect, I think, as here come the Falcons. Emily Raymond to send him inside for the first time in this game. The kick into a space. Whitney Lang deep in defence. The last line, little toe poke off the deck. Couldn't get the connection she was after from Duparquet, but we will have a boundary throw in.
Emily Raymond went with the torp there.
Yeah.
And she got onto it.
Certainly did. Needed the couple extra bounces. It nearly would have sailed through, but we'll have a throw-in inside the Falcons forward 50, looking for their first of the morning here for the Rebel VFLW. Round 2 action. Being tapped out into a bit of space. Tried to kick it off the deck there was Eno. Couldn't get any connection, but it works out here for the Saints who feel it.
The ball comes forward for the Southern Saints, but it's going to be trapped there. Going through was DeAngelis. And Winnie Lang once again. She's going to have all the space in the world. She links up with DeAngelis, but the kick not great. Might still work out because Millie Schoen overruns it. However, the tackling ferocity of the Darebin Falcons, the Southern Saints, 23-15 already, averaging more than one a minute. And just the hunger for the ball is there to see. Trying to burst through the pack, and it's really slippery out there. Chris Gergel down at the bottom of all of that. Is she going to be in trouble here? Umpire still hasn't blown the whistle. It took a long time. Let's see what the Southern Saints can do. They've got it just inside their forward half. Punch down. Bunker got it out. But that's only going to go as far as Winnie Lang, who's pushed off the ball. And again, we just get that little bit more scrimmage here. The 2 goals so far, if you've just joined us, have been kicked by Chloe Hunt in her second VFLW game. Kicked 2 on debut last week in their win over Collingwood. And again, I don't think that one's going anywhere, but it's paddled out. Only going as far as Phillips. Phillips to Tregellis. Tregellis dropped it. Goes back in and gets it. Tries to mop up her own work. Dropped it again. It's like a cake of soap down there. Winnie Lang holding her opponent, and they're going to pay it. Tackled after she disposed of it.
Looks like Shannon Egan as well has pulled up a bit sore. Darebin Falcons ruck, so serious limp there. Hopefully all the best. The Falcons have had a few going to the bench early days, as that's just going to fall out the back nicely here for Louis. Just couldn't hold on to the mark there. It was like to have that one back. There's just a few shaky moments for the Falcons to start this one. Another stoppage here. It's been a contested one to start proceedings. Maybe some high contact there from Trejalis. We'll have another stoppage right in front of the interchange here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Lang's down at the bottom of the pack. She's been in and around everything. And there is the quarter-time siren here between the Southern Saints and the Falcons. At the end of the first term, it's the Saints 2 straight 12 to Darebin, yet to score. The Saints to your left, good to see. But Shannon Egan's back on the field after she went down as Nikolitsis sends the Saints forward. It's a hot footy to try and get your hands on it. It was a slick handball, under a lot of pressure though, but it's worked out here right into the forward pocket. We've got a target. Didn't have the front positioning, and a free kick's being paid. Going the way of the Falcons, it'll be Simone Rudin, who defended well there. Trying to get something going from this back pocket here. The Saints have set up well behind the ball. Forced to just go long to a big pack of players. Crashing the pack there. Couldn't get their hands on it. Just inside the forward 50 now. We'll have a stoppage here in the Saints.
Saints, as we said earlier, missed the finals on percentage last year. The kick coming in from Hines. Spoiled away. Phillips goes in, tries to get it out, but she's jumped on there by Rudsky, who gets it out herself. But that cake of soap is so ever hard to control. And it spills down and still going to come out. Millie Schoen, she's wrapped up. She dropped it. She's gone. That is brilliant tackling. And that has been the story so far. And this second stanza, another foray forward it'll be. Alexandra Hines will bring it in for the Southern Saints. Will she look for Chloe Hunt? She's going to go right to the top of the square. Hunt is down there. That's going to spill out though. Chris Gergel, she's tackled. She tried to take it on. But the umpire says it's going to be my ball. And let's see what the Saints can do. The ruck nomination is there. Goes down to anybody, or to nobody, and it's a block. So
it'll be free kick going the way of Shannon Egan, who made her debut last year against the Southern Saints in a 33-point loss. That was the last time they met. Nearly 12 months ago today, as that one spills out the back. Jolliffe. Little kick off the deck. Now it's a foot race on the outer wing here. It's the first time we've really seen much action on this part of the ground. Big tackle late from Jolliffe. Some great pressure there from the Falcons. They're going to need a bit of that to inspire the team here as they find themselves down 2 goals. Unopposed in the ruck, but tapped down straight to the other ruck in Egan, and then Gogos with the clearing kick, but it'll come back. It's going to be a free kick to Egan. That's a second in the past couple of minutes here. Looking to surge this one forward here. Ball just dropped a bit low there and then fisted out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in just outside the paint of 50 here for the Falcons. Tough year for Darebin last year, 0-14. We know they've got a rich history, do the Falcons, and do a lot for women's sports and women's football. So hopefully for them, they're off-season recruits, and they could try build something here in 2024 and get back to the place they once were in. The Saints will hack it out of here. It's going to work out, just bumbled off the chest. Good pressure from the Falcons, not allowing the Saints to get more forward. We'll have another stoppage here. It's going to be that kind of day, isn't it, Val?
Yeah, it certainly is, and it's going to be played between the arcs, and it's been one of those mornings already where just a lot of disposals are coming, but not much are coming from them. And a lot of handballing, trying to get it out of the scrimmage. Umpire telling them to wave it, but I think you just blow the whistle at this point. It's not going anywhere.
It's happened a couple times.
Yeah. I'm one that's really big on, if you can clearly see that it's not coming out, just blow the whistle.
Yeah.
Just get things moving quickly, allow the players to sort of spread and get it out of that scrimmage. Looks like another stoppage could be incoming. Nikolitsis ensuring that it will, and she's been paid. Well, it's a push.
Yeah, just fell in the back there.
Yeah, and Chloe Kodagoda.
She's been lively.
Sorry, no, that's Sam Basis.
Ooh.
Coming through, Tregellis, Nikolitzis, that big frame bursting through, doing nicely. Came out to Phillips. And now they can work their way through. Tessa Boyd, she's wrapped up by Piper Louie. And they look like they might be out there, but in the end, the umpire will be tossing it up once more. So the tackling has been equally good from both sides. Egan got the tap down. She's back on the field, as you mentioned. Basis is trying to corral the ball. It comes out. And, well, she has to be gone there to Charlotte Ryan, and she is.
We saw the Saints build off a couple of holding the ball decisions in the first quarter going their way. Can the Falcons do the same? Found a target in Mackay. We'll just go long inside. Picked out the only Southern Saints player there. Couldn't hold on to the mark was Henry. But the Falcons will surge forward, and the shot towards goal, in towards the goal square. The Saints have the numbers back, though, and they'll propel this one out. It was a nice kick, finding the target there in Matthews. And the Saints looking to build off half back. Chipping it around nicely. Here's Phelan. Trevor Barker Beach Oval. He's kicked it to a 3-on-1 situation, but brought to ground nicely. Picked up off the deck, over the top now. Couldn't quite get the kick away. It's just fumbling around, and finally the Falcons get their hands on it through Bunker. Turn that one over. That could be costly as Goff will send them inside, but they don't quite have the numbers. It's a 2-on-1. Trying to make an effort there was Goff, but it was always going to be a tough ask. And the Saints just a little fumbly at the moment. Kick inside here from Rudsky. Didn't get the connection she was after. And we'll have a boundary throw-in inside the Falcons forward 50. But Val, seems as though Darebin a little bit better in this second term.
Yeah, they've come out a little bit more ferocious. They're tackling harder, and they're not allowing the Saints to dictate everything. They had that flying shot at goal before, and now they get a second stoppage inside 50 like they got earlier on. They didn't kick a goal last week. It was just the two behinds, and they will be desperately hoping for more today. Raymond does really well. Evaded one, evaded two, and the goal that we thought might be coming has been a goal-saving mark. And that is sensational there from Georgia Foran, right at the last gasp. Emily Raymond did so well, and for all money, that looked like it was going straight through. And the Southern Saints, can they make them pay? Matthews tries to take a bounce. That's not the right decision on a day like today, and out on the full. I like the idea and the endeavour, but yeah, not the day to be doing that.
Yeah, just go the old school, touch it on the deck instead.
Yes.
Might have been the option. Chris Gergel will take the kick in. Of course, coming over from Collingwood in the off-season. One of 4 players to join the Falcons. They're just surging forward here. A couple of repeat entries now, although they've picked off intercept mark here from Ferran. He's taken a couple important ones now. There's a beautiful kick inboard to find Torpy. They'll look to go through the middle here, the Saints. We saw them try to play on quite a lot in the first term. Had a good look at it, but couldn't hold on to it. It was Audie. The Saints through Lang. Couldn't quite get the kick away. Some good pressure applied. As now we're at the paint of 50. That should be holding the ball. Just got rid of it. No.
It was a good run from Tregellis, but just she went way too far with it.
Certainly did. So Storer will take the kick after laying a nice tackle. Just not enough there to find the target. Picked off the deck from Raymond. Just trying to keep this ball moving forward. Nice pick up from Goff, who's been good for the Falcons throughout. Lang just holding on a little bit there. Brought to ground. And we'll have a stoppage here on the outer wing at Trevor Barker Beach Oval.
Of course, if you want to get behind your favourite VFL and VFLW team in 2024, sign up as a member. Head to the VFL website for all club membership details, and you can get behind these two teams, the Southern Saints and the Darebin Falcons. It's going to be hotter. Short kick is good. It's probably one of the first kick marks that we've seen. Phillips goes inside the 50 looking for Torpy, who can't take it. Chloe Hunt trying to burst her way through, as is Katie Lee. But that one I don't think is going anywhere. It's going to be wrapped in amongst a couple of players. And a couple of clean possessions, you feel, are coming from the Southern Saints. The conditions are going to get better as the game goes on. There'll be less dew on the ground. DeAngelis hacks it inside the 50, and Torpy takes the mark so they can go back and have a shot for their third of the morning. For some reason, she was contemplating playing on, but just go back and have the kick. 25 to 30 metres out. Out a 40-degree angle. Madison Torpy for goal number 3 of the morning for the Southern Saints. Just misses.
Looked right.
It did. So 2-1-13 to yet to score. That's the state of play so far this morning. Southern Saints in front.
It's the Falcons just hanging in there at the moment. Lee to take the kick in. That's a very poor kick. Picking up off the deck here is Stobie. Bumbling shot towards the goal square. Can they get a clean look at it? The kick coming from Phillips. And she's managed to get that one over. No, sorry. Just the minor score. 2-2-14 are the Southern Saints now.
Oh, that is a relief for the Falcons.
It certainly is. Phillips just couldn't quite get the purchase on the kick. Although you've got to say the Falcons defenders did well to just disrupt it enough.
They certainly did. It was lucky, but they managed to avoid it. But another repeat inside 50 is coming. And juggled over the line there by Katie Lee. So, couple of quick 50s as that smell of bacon and egg rolls wafts through to us here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval in the morning here on Easter Sunday. Happy Easter to everybody wherever you're watching around the nation. And if you're a Southern Saints fan, you're certainly enjoying this so far. Torpy, who just missed the set shot before, got the handball out of the ruck, did really nicely. It came out to Stobie, who just took a little bit too long with the handball. Just sitting on her opponent there was Torpy, and in the back page.
There wasn't much in it, but certainly just enough. She's pulled up a little ginger here. Looks to be okay, though.
Tends to happen when you get sat on.
Yes, exactly right. It's never nice. And can the Falcons try get this ball out of here? It's been living down here for the last few minutes. It was the right option, just not enough on the kick, and picked off nicely here for the Saints. In towards the goal square it goes, and some good work on the last line of defence from Katie Lee, who's been quite involved in the last few minutes here for the Falcons, saving a goal there. Sends it right back to where it came from. Just falling to ground there was DeAngelis. We'll have a stoppage right in front of us here.
Starting to flex their muscle now, the Saints.
They're certainly closing in here. You feel like a goal is not far away. We'll have a boundary throw in just outside the 50 here. 12.5 played in the second term. The Saints with 2 behinds in this quarter. They got the opening 2 goals coming from Chloe Hunt, and they are looking for their third.
Certainly are. Ball went down to nobody in particular, and the Saints are the ones that benefit. They go inside the 50. Was Hunt taken without it? Umpire says no. And the kick comes out from Gogos. However, they're going to try and bring it back inside 50. Hines down the bottom of it all. I wanted a free kick there, the Saints. Didn't get it. I don't think anybody quite wants to pick it up. Bunker went without it. Gogos goes in and does it all herself. And they do get the quick kick away. Duparquet gets the spoil. Tessa Boyd is down there as well. But that's coming out to nobody. Natalie Plain really did all she could to get that forward, or to get that out for the Southern Saints. So, go back in. Bunker down there. Got the kick away forward to nobody in particular. Getting there first is going to be Foran, and using the body well. And that's a beautiful mark taken by Evangelina Nikolitsis. She's going to go towards Chloe Hunt, who crashes the pack beautifully. She hit it hard, and then she puts her head right over the ball. She gets it out. Phillips slips, handballs it away. DeAngelis gets the quick kick away. It's bounced at every which angle. And that's Lauren Collis tackled by Winnie Lang. That was an exciting piece of play, and all started from Georgia Foran and Chloe Hunt. Unbelievable.
Certainly was. Egan winning the tap down. Falcons get the clearing kick. Could be a dangerous one. Good courage shown, and holding on to the mark there was Wake. Had to sit under that one for a little while. Always nervous moments in football when that happens as Wake sends them to the outer wing. It's a 2-on-1 brought to ground here. The Saints are really pushing at the moment. Wrapped it in a tackle was Eno. We'll have another stoppage here. He's in front of the interchange here. Egan just thumps that one forward. Not to the advantage of her teammates, though. Goes to the handball over the top, slipping through the hands of Hines there. Fumbling around. Falcons looks like they're about to get out through Raymond, but instead the Saints will just stops and props and high contact there. So Falcons just releasing that pressure once again to Jealous. Just inside the centre square. Everyone just looked at the ball and no one actually went for it. Tap forward here from Phelan. The Saints back inside forward 50. You feel like they're moments away from a goal, but the Falcons defenders doing well here. They're under a lot of pressure.
They really are. It's been quite exemplary. They've been magnificent.
This will be Torpy in the ruck, who's been busy in the last 5 minutes for the Saints. Coming off a few sets of boots there. Wake tried to clear that one away. Falcons through hand. Nice little deflection, not letting them get out of here. Handball out the back of the pack. Chloe Hunt chasing it down. That could have been ball. Kicked off the deck and just squeezed it home there from Piper Phelan. It nearly shaved the post, but in the end, the Southern Saints get the goal. 3-2-20. And we felt like that was coming for a little while there.
Yeah, we certainly did. And 15 inside 50s to 5, I think tells the story of the morning so far. They've been peppering and prodding the Darebin Falcons, and the Saints finally get that breakthrough through Piper Phelan, soccering off the ground, making use of the conditions this morning. And they lead it by 20 points with just over 3 minutes to go in this second term, and brilliantly done. She was influential last week, 5 clearances on debut. She's only in her second game, so her first VFLW goal. And a brilliant one at that from Piper Phelan. Back up in the centre, though. You feel as though if Darebin can get one before half-time, they would have preferred it to be, or to not concede, but if they can get one before half-time, just to get a bit of momentum going, to get that belief. And the kick forward from basis will go inside the 50, but only just. And again, Georgia Foran proving to be a thorn in their side. The mark can't be taken by Hines. Shown to Bunker. Goes along the wing. Goff held without it, and that'll be paid. Kota Goda was contemplating the advantage, but she won't take it. So Goff now will give them another opportunity to propel inside the 50. She does so. And, well, yet again, Georgia Foran takes the intercept mark. She saved the only real look at goal that the Falcons have had so far, with a mark right on the line.
It's a third intercept this quarter.
Yep. So, coming out now, we'll get another stoppage it looks like, but it is going to come out. However, Egan, inside 50. It's going to go to nobody in particular, but they can move it out here. Comes to Ryan. And then a pile-driving tackle from Goff, and we'll get a stoppage inside 50 with a minute and a half left to go in the second term.
Can they sneak one here before the halftime siren, the Falcons? They certainly need one. It's Torpy met in a tackle after the stoppage. Ball slips out. It's going to be holding the ball, going the way of the Falcons. Can this be the opportunity for them? There's be Duparquette, who's the recipient of that one. Might be a little bit too far out to score here. Could send it to the top of the square. She seems to be in two minds. Great vision, and the mark's being taken inside. There's a great option there to find basis. Still yet to score a goal in 2024 are the Falcons. Basis made her debut last week. 11 touches and 6 tackles in this one as the shot comes in. Does it have the journey? Touched, still live in play as it trickles towards the boundary line. The Falcons will try to keep this one in. The Saints having to defend heavily for one of the first times today. Through hands, gives it back to Basis. Linking up nicely through hand, just trying to get past a tackle. That could be holding the ball. It will be. Wrapped up was Rudsky. And the Southern Saints just not allowing anything.
No, they're not, and that'll be the last play of the opening half here for the Southern Saints. The kick comes out. Nikolitzis drops the mark, but nothing that the Falcons can do with the wrap-up. That is half-time, and after a stalemate early, the Southern Saints really propelled things forward and had 3 scoring shots, one of which...
Yes, April Fool's Day, of course, but...
So is it actually your birthday? Or
Yes, it is. It's not a prank, as the siren is rung here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Second half is underway. Torpy going against Egan in the ruck, and she just yanks it out. Couldn't get purchase on the kick. Falls to Egan, and she'll send the Falcons forward. Got the front positioning. Just bumbling around the 2 players at the moment. Couldn't get a kick on it. Was Lang. Picked up off the deck. And the Falcons will get the first inside forward 50 of this one. A lot of work to do, did Louis in a 2-on-1 situation, but did well in the end. Just coming off the foot there. Lovely fend off. That was well done for the Saints defender in Plain. Handball over the top. Nikolitzis had a one-handed attempt at it, and they'll work this one out nicely through hand. Here is Charlotte Ryan. And the Saints have been able to transition this one very well. Sophie Phillips now has been excellent for the Southern Saints. She'll look laterally to Torpy, who's taken the mark here. Just outside the centre circle. And the Saints, in a matter of seconds, will go back inside. Couldn't hold on to the mark. It could be a costly drop in the end as Hunt, through hand, gets it away. Falcons defenders under a lot of pressure here. Turning around with the snapping shot as it just bounced over the top there, but for a minor score coming off the boot of Jolliffe. So the Saints now 3-3-21 to Darebin yet to score.
So, despite conceding the first inside 50, almost a resumption of what was happening in the opening half. Just really prodding the Darebin Falcons, who, if they can get the next goal, they'll just create a lot more pressure on their opponents. The problem is controlling it through the air really well are the Southern Saints. Almost double the amount of marks that have been taken in this game for Darebin. That ball's not going anywhere. The mist still set in really here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. It's definitely not the clearest of mornings as we get towards the winter months, almost at the end of March. And the ball socket and hacked away. We'll get a throw in inside the forward 50 for the Southern Saints. Can they get the opening goal of the second half and really inflict some pain? You feel as though while it's close, Darebin will remain there and remain with their intensity up. But if they can start kicking away the Saints, they might be able to blow it open. Who knows? They get the clearing kick, but it's only going to go as far as Torpy, who launches a torp. And Chloe Hunt, takes the mark. She has been ever so present down there. And her marking ability has been exemplary. She'll come in and she will get that 4th goal of the morning. And guess what? It's her 3rd. What an imposing figure she's been up forward. In her 2nd game, she's already kicked 5 VFLW goals. And she's taking the Rebel VFLW by storm, Austin Kruger.
Certainly is. She could be the difference maker 2 weeks in a row, which, you know, as we just said, made the debut last week. And to have this impact straight away on a team is says a lot about the kind of player she is. And they've certainly found one here, have the Saints.
Overall this year, they've kicked 8 goals and she's kicked 5 of them.
There you go. Coming out of the Eastern Devils was Chloe Hunt. And the Saints extend that lead to 27 points. Might be unassailable at this point. Either rucks couldn't really get the hand on it. Just cough that one up and Gogos will send them forward. The target there was Duparquet, but it was fisted away in the end. Getting busy there. It was Phelan. Gave the hands off. Phillips couldn't hold on to the mark. It was a tough one with the defender down her back. The Saints are just pressing here. Their intensity so hard to beat. Some pressure applied at the last second. And Darebin And they've given away a free kick, have the Saints. So an opportunity to surge forward. Left half forward was a nice kick. Just holding on to it was Parkett. Had a couple juggles, but in the end, it did stick. So she'll send that one into the pockets. A one-on-one here. It was well defended in the end. The target was Louis. Just stayed in play here. Did well. Was feeling under a lot of pressure. Just got a little bit off the kick. Coming off the boot there as it goes towards the boundary line. And we will have a throw in deep inside the Falcons forward 50 here.
Very close to being holding the ball there in a shot on goal. I'm surprised it wasn't paid.
Little unlucky.
Yep. So Darebin, one of the best opportunities that they have had so far this morning. Tossed in. It came over the back. And now there might be an opportunity here for Darebin. Goda wraps her opponent up. And it'll be another ball up. So Caitlin Matthews, there was nowhere for her to go. It came out. Gogos just missing. And there was the opportunity. They're on the board, but it's not the score that they wanted to register.
You thought if it was going to be anyone from Darebin to break through, it would have been Gogos. She's had 15 disposals. But unfortunately for her and the Falcons, just missed that one as the Saints will try to get it out. It was well roved in the end. Trying to get the hands on it here is Southgate. Got to apply pressure for Gogos. Will send him to the goal square. Just goes over the top here. Saints have got the numbers if they can work it out, and they do so through hand. With the footy now is Ryan. That's a lovely ball. Holding on to the mark there was Audie. Of course, making her debut today. She's going to go through the middle here. That's a crunching hit there. It was Egan who fell to the deck, and now it's a one-on-one contest, and it's just slipped out here for the Saints. Henry couldn't get a clean look at it. Maybe just fell into her back there, but the ball slips out. The umpire lets them play just outside the centre circle here. And eventually, we will have a stoppage.
There's a couple of almost in the backs there, but nothing paid. So it's funny, we've got Ange Gogos out there at 34 years old and Chloe Goda at 17. So twice her age, but has such effect as Gogos and gets them on the board. And that's in the back. So this is going to come inside 50, and it's Grace Hodder who goes for the switch. It's not a bad one. Henry now can stop, prop, kick inside 50, touch play on. Grubby little kick coming forward. They do get that propel forward towards goal. And it's going to bounce over the boundary line, or is it? It has been kept in. Nope. It was a bit of agriculture down there, but they'll get the stoppage inside the 50, and let's see what the Southern Saints can do. Can they get another quick one and really put the pressure on the Darebin Falcons, who at the moment just holding on. Tossed in, Chloe Hunt wraps Egan up. The ball spills out, and, well, we're going to get another ball up.
Certainly are. The Southern Saints players were asking the umpire the question there, but in the end it was the right call. There's Nicolitsis now doing the ruck work for the Saints. Everyone having a go at it. Phillips on the deck. Ball slips out. Good pressure from the Falcons defenders, not letting them get anywhere. We'll have another stoppage right in the paint of 50 here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. It's the last game of round 2 of the Rebel VFLW. Had some interesting results throughout the week, and Saints leading this one by 26 at the moment. Winnie Lang to send them forward to Chloe Hunt, who crashed the pack, brought the ball to ground, and gave away a free kick in the same play. There's a push in the back. It'll be Wake to go across the face of goals. Finding Rudin. Done nicely here, have the Falcons. Lee. Not enough on the kick. Unfortunately for the Falcons, they could have switched that ball and gotten away, but some costly turnovers as the Saints back inside. Just dropping the mark there, maybe not enough on the kick. Ball hits the ground. Lane a tackle here is Hodder. Umpire taking a long time
Oh, wow.
It's going to be holding the ball. Interesting decision there. So, be Grace Hodder, who had 8 tackles last week. Might be a little bit too far out to score. Where's Chloe Hunt? That is the question.
She'll find a way.
So Hodder for the Saints. About 35 out, just sends it to the top of the goal square. Chloe Hunt had 2 hands on it, just couldn't hold on to the mark. As the ball hits the ground in the goal square here, and the Falcons just have to kick that one away to a bunch of Southern Saints players. Taking the mark here is Plain. Goes back inboard through the centre and fisted away.
Certainly is. Player taken without it. Or the kick back, not so good. Winnie Lang tries to run onto it. It goes past her. And the Falcons under immense pressure. Chris Gergel couldn't get hands on it. Winnie Lang trying to do it all herself. She gets it out. Was tackled by Basis. They continue to force it forward. DeAngelis. This swarm of Saints. The Falcons wouldn't find them very saintly at the moment with how ferocious they are. They are all over them. Trying to get as much of a margin as they can and continue this percentage boost. Another ball in. Gone 10.5 minutes in this third quarter. So time ticking away for Darebin to try and get themselves on the board. Andrew Gogos, the only one to register a score for them so far with that behind. Henry couldn't quite pick it up. Ended up doing so. Hines did really well with her body to move it off, but taken over the line there is Plain.
So we'll have a boundary throw in now. Saints doing all the attacking in this game. Torpy doing the ruck work, just coming off the boot there. It might just work out as it's just ping-ponging around through a few players. Torpy with an interesting looking handball, but it works out in the end. And here is Henry, who's starting to really lift here in this third term. Had a bit of a fumble, sends him into the pocket. Hunt was the target, didn't have the front positioning in the end. It was Katie Lee, happy to see that one over the boundary line. A few repeat stoppages. It's been down here a while now for the Saints. Can they really break this one open? Torpy won the tap down. She's going to chase her own footy on the deck. She's been excellent. Ends up getting it out. Maybe taking a little high was Henry. Lays a nice tackle. Some good repeat efforts there from Henry. And in the end, we'll have a stoppage slightly in favour of the Saints territory.
Certainly will. They will get that kick inside 50 thanks to Nikolitsis. Hunt will attack and pile drive her opponent into the ground. She has had a wonderful morning. Absolutely brilliant so far. The inside 50 count at the moment, 20-10 in favour of the Southern Saints. So well and truly on top. The free kick, I think, going to go the way of Darebin. It is.
Nearly could have taken the advantage too.
Yeah. It's going to be Chris Gergel. Surveys her options. The kick really put her teammate under pressure. And Hodder got it out to Boyd. Boyd's kick not great, but Hines made it look okay in the end. Putting her head over it was Phillips. Trying to get it out. She might be in a bit of trouble here. She tries to burst her way out. She does beautifully. Got a little grubby kick away. Did well. Lang tried to get it out. Couldn't. She was affected as she handballed. The kick is high, up and under. It's punched away now. And they can move it on. Plain dropped it. Tried. Oh, she was in trouble there. Somehow managed to get it out. Ricardo. Handball's off. Trying to go through there was Plain, and, well, she just tried to do way too much in the end.
Certainly did, and you can hear the Darebin girls on the bench there. It's starting to find their voice. That's the kind of play that will get the team going as they look to surge forward here. That's come off a few sets of hands, and the mark has been paid to Matthews. Normally the defenders don't get those calls. The kick across face wasn't a good one, although Eno has done well here. Evaded the tackle, sends them forward a little bit too much on the kick. Chris Gurgle has taken the mark here. He's just going to hold it up for the time being. She's going to switch this one. It was a beautiful kick. Holding on to the mark is Louis. The Falcons starting to get their hands on the footy in the latter stages of this third term. Looked around. Kick just sort of landed in the middle of both players here. Toe poke off the deck from Hines. Probably had a bit of time to actually pick that one up. Being wrapped up in a tackle. We'll have a stoppage on True Centre Wing broadcast side here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval.
Certainly will. And of course, all Smithies VFL and Rebel VFLW matches are live and free on afl.com.au and the AFL Live app. That's where you're watching us this morning. The Southern Saints firmly in control by 26 points. Running through his plane. Ferocious tackling from all players on the field this morning. As we near the final stages of the third stanza here. Torpy got it out. Didn't go very far. Gogos, she has been a little bull in there this morning. Trying to forge her way through, the 34-year-old. Was in that Rebel Team of the Year last year, the only Falcon to feature. Punch down, Trajala, she's gone. That is a wonderful tackle. Brilliantly done from Emily Raymond. And she'll send them inside the 50. And she goes for a little run. Kicks inside the 50. And a mark taken. Sabine Duparquet. She kicked there, only registered behind. The other one was a rush last week. So she's their equal leading scorer of the year. Can she kick their first goal of the season? Sabine Duparquet in game 32 in VFLW. Kicks straight in the man of the mark, but she runs around. She gets a second kick away. Coda Goda is down there. She's pushed in the back. And umpire says, ball it in.
She may have added a little bit of mayo on the push, but
but I've seen worse paid.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be paid. But instead, we'll have a boundary throw in. Unfortunately, the Falcons just kicked it right to the person on the mark on that last set shot. It'll be thrown back up. The ball is back live here. Probably had a second to get that handball away. We'll have another stoppage here. Falcons really starting to lift here in the latter stages of the term. Can they make something of it in the scoreboard and go into the last quarter with a bit of momentum? Louis wrapped up in a tackle. So a couple of repeat stoppages now. It's been a good battle in the ruck between Torpy and Egan. I think Torpy's got the better of it. That's got to be a throw there.
Had to be.
Oh, wow. And taken in nicely here. He's going to pay this. I think he missed the throw, so he's called to holding the ball. It's a classic. And who's it going to be going to? Is it Gogos?
Yep.
It is. She's had 14 touches, has Gogos, to go along with 5 clearances and 4 tackles. Heart and soul of this Darebin side. Probably a little bit too far out to score, though. Proves the angle right to the teeth of the square. It's going to be a holding free kick going the way of the Falcons.
It certainly is.
Missed it. So here we go. This could be the opportunity now.
Did you hear the sledge down there? Someone at Gogos, you can't kick at 50, mate.
Well, she didn't have to in the end because Mifsud, an ex-Melbourne AFLW listed, 9 games at that level. She had averaged 13.6 disposals last year. And this, for the first goal, not only of this match, but for the season for the Darebin Falcons, right on the cusp of three-quarter time. She comes in, Mifsud, enough on the kick, and she's just missed to the right. Oh, and that's an opportunity going begging there, Val.
It's a coach killer, that's for sure. That's one that you just simply have to kick. And, you know, there's a difference, 25 points, and it could have just been 20. Stranger things have happened. The barrel comes out. It's a nice-looking one too, and it goes all the way through, but Torpy couldn't quite get there. She dragged Shone down without it.
The Torp to
Egan, Egan was down in the bottom of it all, and that's going to get balled up once again. So, really interesting final term to see what will happen. Will Darebin forge some sort of a fight back, or will the Southern Saints continue to pile on the goals? They've kicked the only 4. And another stoppage. It's been played a lot between the arcs this morning. And the weather hasn't gotten any warmer. It feels like it's gotten a little bit colder here, right on the beach at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. And that is in the back, has to be. So Darebin might get another opportunity here. Emily Raymond now, she's been wanting to run the ball. Bit of Haridia Lumumba about it, the way that she sort of runs off the mark. And now, if they can control it through the air a bit, they might be okay here. Darebin comes out to Gottliebson, and she went too far. And she was stripped of the ball, and it was a brilliant tackle by DeAngelis.
Certainly was. Had to take the game on. Just dropping the mark here, but it's not going to matter because there is the three-quarter time siren. The Southern Saints 4-3-27 to Darebin. Just the 2 behinds here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. We'll have a short break before we take you right up to the full-time siren. With 1 quarter to play here in round 2 of the Rebel VFLW. Vitorpi against Egan in the ruck, and she wins the tap down. It'll be the Saints going to the left. Nikolitzis nearly wrapped up. It sends it long in towards full forward. Hunt's in and around it. It was well done in the end from Audie. Bouncing ball in towards the goal square. Just goes through the legs of Hunt there. Nikolitzis trying to hunt it down. Just falling to the deck there. It's nearly brought out. Hunt just wrestles that one out. It was well done. Trajalis through hands. Backs it up with a tackle. Maybe taken without it. High up and under ball. As Gogos sees that one sail over for a boundary throw and inside the Southern Saints forward 50.
She's been imperious so far, Gogos. 18 disposals. One of the highest rated players on the ground. 3rd. She kicked their first score of the day, a behind earlier on. That was to this end. Mifsud with their other behind. Winnie Lang. Handball out to Boyd. And now it comes inside the 50. It's a grubby little kick inside, though it might work out. Phillips, she ran right back into trouble. And she might be in trouble. She is in trouble. That's gone. And a free kick coming to the Falcons. So, can move it on. And they do so. It was McKay who kicked their last goal. Wake takes the mark.
She's been good in defence, Wake.
Their defenders have been really good. They've been tested today, and to only concede 4 goals when a lot of others could have gone through. That kick from Wake puts her teammate under pressure. She'll get it back, and it's going to go straight to Hunt. Hunt gets the handball away. Phillips tries to kick it. Not sure why she didn't go for the handball, but the tackle is good. That's a throw. Has to be. And then it's high. Surely. No. Throw in. That was as big a throw as I think I've ever seen Austin Kruger.
Yes, yeah, it certainly was. And unlucky not to be paid for the high as well. As the Saints.
I think there was a little bit of milk in that.
Yeah. So, hoisted back in. Got the front positioning. Falcons trying to clear this one out, although didn't have much to kick to. Couldn't hold on to the mark. Got the footy back, though. Was plain. Through hand to Lang. Worked this out nicely to the top of the square. Hunt's got a 2-on-1. Just bounces here. Can Phillips get her hands on it? In the end, there's a big tackle laid.
Had to be so careful there.
So we'll have a stoppage inside forward 50 for the Saints. It was Ryan who was tackled to the deck there. Egan winning the tap down. Roves her own footy. Nearly gets it back once again. Just trying to keep that in, but we'll have another boundary throw in here. And the Saints looking, you'd think with the next goal, that surely would be game, set and match.
Yeah, seems as though it is now, but stranger things do happen in football. And with how open the game can be. Ball tossed back in forward pocket for the Southern Saints. It's going to spill out. And they just look as though they're going to force things and force the issue. It goes past Hunt, but the hunger for the football is there. Kicked away by Basis. It's going to go as far as Boyd, who's corralled by Kota Gota, but Boyd using her body well, does nicely. Gets it to Nikolitzis, and now they're going to get another kick inside 50. No, it'll only be a handball. It's Lang who goes to the pocket, goes over the head of everybody. Bunker's there, the captain. Gets it to Gogos, and Gogos puts it as far away as she can. Saints everywhere, though. Plain inside the 50. Spilling the ball. Here's Nikolitzis. She's stripped of it. Wake, but holding. And it's a free kick that will go to Evangelina Nikolitzis, the 29-year-old in her 9th game. She laid 12 tackles last week against Collingwood, one of their pure pressure players. And this could be that elusive 5th goal that they so crave to put the final nail in the coffin, you would think, of the Darebin Falcons. Evangelina Nikolitzis. Goal umpire doesn't move. And the Saints have their 5th.
First goal as a Saint.
It certainly is. And the halos well and truly shining above all of their heads this morning.
Absolutely right. Nikolitzis getting a nice round of applause from the teammates on the bench, as we said. Her first goal as a Saint, of course, came over from Collingwood last year. She had 2 goals in the grand final. So 2 goals too, actually, so she's a classy player.
It's a great game against Port Melbourne. Collingwood, there was a bit of a mass exodus there.
Yes.
A lot going to North Melbourne, a couple to the Dogs.
4 to the Falcons.
Yep.
The Saints got a couple as well.
33-2. It's a 31-point margin. Austin Kruger, what can the Falcons do?
So might be a 6. Just a warning here from the umpire. But we are back on. Tap 1 down. Off the deck from Gogos. Centre half forward now for the Falcons. Gogos gets her own footy. As he said, she's doing everything today to try and spire this team on. We'll have a ball up. 50 from home for the Falcons, looking for their first goal of the 2024 Rebel VFLW season. Egan starting to control the ruck here in the last term. Although the clearing kick was well done from Foreign. I was listening to the VFLW State of Play podcast, of course, with Joe Pignataro and Gemma Bastiani. They had Caitlin Bunker on during the week just talking about that move over from Collingwood and sort of just how great the culture is at the Darebin side. And they're really trying to build something here as Chris Gergel sends them back inside forward 50.
Of course, you can get that podcast wherever you get your podcast from. Joe and Gemma do a wonderful job promoting the Smithies VFL and Rebel VFLW. Of course, you can watch it all on the AFL Live app or afl.com.au. And trying to keep it inside their forward 50 here, Darebin. They've done so. 3 goals to Chloe Hunt, 1 to Piper Phelan and 1 to Evangelina Nikolitzis. The behinds to Alyssa Mifsud and Ange Gogos for the Falcons as they try and just propel forward when they can. Mifsud stripped off it. Comes out to Hodder. Mifsud and Gogos ensure that she's not going anywhere. So it looks as though it's going to be a 2-0 start to the season for the Southern Saints, who narrowly missed finals. The kick forward comes. Will something come of it? And a behind. So they register yet another score here, Darebin, but it's not the one that they crave.
No, it wasn't. They've improved their score from last week just by the single point. So the Falcons have had some good moments, but just cannot convert. It's the Southern Saints, so she ran too far there.
Here we go.
Wow, you don't see that too often, but it has been paid. And could this be the moment for the Falcons?
Georgina Goff.
Yes, it'll be Goff, who made a VFLW debut last week. She's had some good moments throughout the day, has Goff. Coming out of Old Scotch. It's going to be a long kick here for the Falcons and just sprayed that one to the right and unable to register a score here. And the Falcons still yet to get off the mark in 2024, and that's a real shame. That just sailed over the boundary line. So they're still going to have to wait.
Maybe the pressure got to her.
I think so.
I think once they get the first one, the floodgates will probably open. But you just got to think about it all that more. Bunker underneath it all.
Yeah, I mean, can't wait for the round 5 matchup between Darebin and Collingwood. That might be the drought breaker.
Could be spicy. A lot of former Collingwood players coming over the top. Egan in there. The Saints, as they have done all morning, just getting it out somehow, some way. Pushing forward. But Kodagoda in the bottom of it all. Can they make this play the one? The Darebin Falcons. Raymond wrapped up. She got it out again, but ran straight into trouble. Was held without it and got the kick away or handball away. Ball dropped. Here's Goff. Was she taken without it? No. Lauren Collis almost setting things up there.
So a stoppage inside the forward 50 for the Falcons. Torpy just grabbed it out of the ruck. Falcons players asking the question. So they've managed to keep the ball down here for the last few minutes. A few repeat entries. Can they make something of it, the Falcons? Take a bit of momentum into next week. Will the Saints defenders be able to hold up as they've done throughout the day? And taken high there was Lang. It's a free kick every day of the week. Lang, who's started the game really well. It was a bit more of a quiet second half, but she's done the job here. That's a dangerous ball back inside, and it's been chipped off. It's Goff again.
Here we go.
She's had the last shot on goal for the Falcons that went out of bounds on the full. She's got another opportunity here. It's a little closer in and a better angle here for Goff. As I said, made her debut last week. Can this be the moment for the Falcons? Haven't got a goal so far in 2024. Does it have the journey? And the Falcons finally get one. And the players come in from everywhere. That's her first goal in the VFLW. It's the Falcons' first goal this season. It's something to celebrate finally for the Darebin fans.
Beautifully called by you, Austin Kruger. It's their first goal since July 1, 2023.
Wow.
It is a momentous occasion for the Darebin Falcons. They are on the board.
That just puts a smile on your face, doesn't it?
It does. And, well, the Lee Matthews term, goals and minutes.
Yes. Who knows?
Who knows? Although we've only seen 6 kick today, so
yeah.
Look, it's probably a little bit far-fetched for them, but you never know.
We remain hopeful.
But Georgina Goff is that one that kicks the Darebin Falcons' inaugural goal of 2024 in this Rebel VFLW season. Can they get a second one? Do they want to be greedy? Let's see. They want holding the ball, and they get it. Oh, no, the other way.
Okay.
Darebin were appealing for it.
Well, that's why they had their hands in the air to say, we don't have the football.
Yeah. And in the end, they didn't. So not sure about that decision. Inside the 50, the Saints go. Can they try and inflict some more pain? The ball comes out. Nikolitzis, who kicked their last goal, kicks inside the 50. Oh. And, well, it just didn't work out. Chloe Hunt, she's on the hunt. She uses her body to perfection and then lays a big hip and shoulder. Katie Lee had nowhere to go. Maya Stobie came in to help as well. And Chloe Hunt has been a mighty find. Thudded towards the pocket. And picking it up is Basis. The kick to a one-on-one. Doing really well was Henry. Hodder. Smothered off the boot. She goes and gets her own ball, but she's severely outnumbered. Basis gets the kick away. And that'll bounce beautifully there for Louis.
Bit of an off-break there.
Yeah. Nathan Lyon would be quite happy with that. Kick inside the 50. And it's going to go out of play. So right in the forward pocket for the Southern Saints. 13 minutes gone in this final term. Just under 7 minutes to play for Darebin to try and get some respectability back into this.
Yeah, it's not long to go now in this one. In tough conditions this morning. It's slippery. As just bustling through there was Foreign in towards full forward. Putting a big body in there was Nikolitsis. The body on the line was dispossessed there. That's going to be holding the ball or holding on too long.
Yep.
So it'll go the way of Darebin.
It was touch and go for both.
Yeah, it was a bit of a coin toss there. So she'll go across the face. Chris Gergel. Oh, just right through the mittens of Katie Lee. First at it. Play on, says the umpire. Nice little deflection there, but a beautiful tap. That was well done from Phelan. That's going to be holding the ball. So the Falcons, with a bit of momentum here, it'll be basis. Looking for an option. It was a well-weighted ball to Duparquet, but just couldn't hold on to the mark, and it fell beautifully for the Saints, who'll go back inside here. Phillips has just been everywhere. Really courageous player, isn't she?
Certainly is. She's just put herself over the ball as much as she could. The Rucks nominate. Torpy got it down. Kogos. Sorry, no, that was Rudsky, I should say. They've toiled so hard today, Darebin. The kick inside the 50. It's going to go over the head of everybody. Hunt might be first there, or will it just get there? No, Katie Lee says you're going to have to do a bit better than that. Chloe Hunt, I reckon she saw a fourth goal there. Didn't quite have the legs.
Just under 5 minutes to play in this one. It's a high ball, has to sit under it for a while, and interestingly, looked to actually sort of tap that forward, did McKay to bunker. Didn't quite work out. We'll have a boundary thrown right in front of us here at Trevor Barker Beach Oval for the final game of round 2 of the VFLW. The Saints, they play Geelong next week at home, while Darebin, they're going to have to go out to the hangar to face the Bombers, who had another draw yesterday. It's a long kick in towards the goal square. Falcons have got the numbers. They've done well. Here's Wake. Might be coming straight back. Bit of front contact. Wasn't paid. Goff. The only goal scorer for the Falcons involved in this play. Foreign's been involved in the past few minutes. It's going to be holding the ball, going the way of the Saints. We saw them be able to score off this during the first quarter. They go into the forward flank to Angeles, front position. Couldn't hold on to the mark there. Audie. And the clearing kick coming from bunker. Can the Falcons build off half-back here? Handball over the top, works out. They've just hacked that one forward, brought to ground nicely. And a wonderful pick-up off the deck, and the Saints, they'll switch this one through the middle.
The Southern Saints looking to move into the top 4 and join a couple of teams who are undefeated so far this season. Oh, dropping the mark there, Tregellis, and now she's swarmed on by a couple of Falcons. And, well, the umpire just needs to blow the whistle here. Took way too long there. That clearly wasn't coming out. So, let's see what they can do here. Winnie Lang. Oh, she's so clean, isn't she? Handball to a teammate in some trouble. The kick comes out. Goes towards half forward. Sophie Phillips can't get through it. Almost held her opponent in Gottliebsen, and Gottliebsen will be the one that benefits. And Coda Goda, she took the advantage. One of the first times they've done that today. Goes over everybody's head. Goff is down there, the goal kicker. And are we going to get holding the ball here? We are. So an opportunity now. Goff, probably that little bit too far out to score. But does she try and get it to the hot spot? No, she'll go sideways. And Raymond dropped the mark. She get through. She's got to put it on her boot. She does. Emily Raymond didn't get there. Duparquet down there as well. Was so close. Duparquet just not clean enough. And propelling away are the Saints, but it's taken. And Collis, the debutant, puts it back inside the 50. Spills to ground. Kicked away. Duparquet, was she taken high? She wasn't. And with 1.5 minutes left in this game, the result is a foregone conclusion.
The Darebin coach, Lachlan Walker, can take a bit out of this last quarter, though. something to build on for next week. They're trying to sneak another one here, are the Falcons, before it's all said and done. The kick coming in from Gogos. And the mark's been taken. No, it's called play on. Ball still live, just at the top of the square here. Saints having to do some defending here in the last term. Just stops and props, gets the kick away. It's going to stay inboard here. First at it, Chris Gurgle couldn't get a clean look and spills over for a boundary throw-in with just under a minute to play in this one. Nice crowd in this morning here for some Easter Sunday football. It's fantastic to see. That's going to be a lasso, actually. So the Southern Saints will just launch that one to a massive pack of players. Hunt had a look at it, as she's done a few times throughout this morning. Just tap that one forward. Torpy should be able to get her hands on it. In the end, she'll turn around and send this back to where it came from as it falls out the back of the pack.
Certainly does. And as they run forward now, can they get one last shot at goal? The dribbling kick goes forward. They've got 18 seconds to get there. Holding the man, no. DeAngelis is down there. She wraps it in, and that's not going anywhere. So that might be the last play of the game. A game that has been so fruitful for the Southern Saints at home. And they inflict more damage on the Darebin Falcons, who will have to wait a little longer for that win. But the Southern Saints, after missing the finals in 2023 on percentage, go 2-0 to start 2024 in the Rebel VFLW. A sound performance.